our listeners are as important as our guests. Join in on the conversation. 504-341-8255, the New Orleans Talk Network.
Good morning. It's the second Wednesday of July. Hopefully you all had a good 4th of July. I have had a hellacious week and you don't want to hear about it. Okay, welcome. It's Bob B's Variety Hour and the second Wednesday of the month. Hopefully that music's going down. The second Wednesday of the month means it's our what we call here T4 show. Well, what the heck is T4? T4 stands for Talk to the Tarot, whereby you all get a wonderful free opportunity, no charge, guaranteed, no charge, no pressure, nothing like that, to speak to a legitimate psychic and medium about any question you might have and or about your present and past via the tarot cards. So it truly has become a wonderful opportunity and service we're rendering, not so much me, just the vessel here, but our psychic, because we're getting more and more people who are interested in doing this as we spread the word. Our psychic, for those who've never seen the show, is Ms. Robin Denon. She's presently living in Sacramento, California. She has her own website and her own personal business. She's been doing this for years and years, not so much live on the radio or the internet, but individual, either telephonic to customers or one-on-one, face-to-face, the old press-to-flesh situation. So she has a tremendous reputation, and I have found out about her through some close friends who have, one who's used her very long, and her spouse has joined in, and both found her to be very accurate, kind, considerate about their personal situation and business situations. So that's what I astutely asked her if she would consider doing this and offering her services pro bono once a month. So we're always pleased to have her and want to go ahead and hopefully you're seeing her beautiful face. Welcome, Robin. How are you?
Good morning, Bob. I'm doing great. Thank you.
You're in our I don't know if you noticed, Michael had mentioned it before. Michael, our excellent staff technician here, creative guy, has framed you, and he did this as of last month, besides creating our wonderful new opening that we just saw, and the music and the animation, but he keeps you now framed in a crystal ball.
Yes, I saw that last time.
A little rectangular window like I've got. You got this beautiful crystal ball, almost like a snow globe without the snow. So great. Okay, today we're also going to be announcing, we talk a little bit to Robin. We do our commercial break, and we do a raffle. Because of the hellacious week I've had at holiday, I have not gotten anything for this week's raffle to offer, but we are going to show you, which we gave you an early morning Facebook announcement of the winner, and we'll be showing him when we come back from the break. But let's chit-chat for just a moment or two more before we go to commercial break. Robin, anything new besides this? Let's talk a little bit about this, because I don't know if people know. I mean, everybody hears these terms, but a lot of times they're used synonymously because people don't know the difference. But when we talk about a medium, what are we speaking of actually, as opposed to a tarot reader or other terminology?
A medium is someone who connects to the other side, which would be like a John Edwards or a priest of Caputo. So basically, my abilities to do that have grown. I've always had my great-grandmother I've connected with, but now I am connecting to other people's loved ones. And I was doing it while I was in San Diego this last month, and it was quite successful. I'm a natural. It just took me to a different place, and people are very excited to get in touch with their loved ones, because
to
a lot of
amplify
people
that a little more, of course, when you first came on, we talked about your early whole experiences, not only now that you mentioned a medium, but the whole, how your grandmother first came to you, were young of age, and you would see other people who maybe had passed, or you weren't sure if they were spirits and whatever. So you've had this ability, and periodically she will come up, or other people will come up when you're doing something else for someone. So it was great. For those who do know a little about mediums, right now there's probably two very famous ones, been very successful because of basically shows like this having broad media exposure as well as one-on-one, is to, I don't know the lady's name, is what they call the Long Island medium, someone who lives, I think she lives in Jersey. And then there's a young man who does celebrities. Supposedly he's not known by the celebrity as what his profession is, and he'll come out and tell them stuff. So both of those shows and those individuals have developed a great following, and they're very, very interesting, and a lot of notoriety. So what you've done, like you said, in San Diego, and we were exploring before we started the show today, is that we would like to expand that here in our city. You don't come with a lot of frequency, but you are targeting coming to New Orleans next year. So we would like to set up maybe one right here, whereby the audience is in the studio, and we do it just like we do our regular show, telephonically or video chat-wise, but also have one where people can actually see and meet you and greet you in the flesh at a setting more common to the city on the East Bank and stuff. So we're going to explore that for the group, and as we develop such, we will keep people during this show and some of the others interested or how they can participate and attend, and hopefully be able to get a moment to reach out and seek the person that they would be interested in hearing about. So I'm really excited for you, because I think it's not only an expansion of what you're doing with us, Ed personally, but also it seems like it's more of a broad appeal, because you don't have to focus necessarily on just one person, even though you do address that one person when you're calling his or her loved ones or whatever, family, friends from the other side. But you're doing it in a real life setting, or like a reality show almost, that people can really appreciate, because they're seeing it firsthand, as opposed to the mysteries of TV and the trickery of radio or whatever. So anyway, we're excited, and we'll do whatever we can to help promote that opportunity. And I would love for you, keep practicing or doing whatever you're doing back home there and in California. But let's set up your first out-of-state experience here locally with us, okay?
Okay, that sounds great.
Excellent. All right, anything else? Because if not, we're going to go ahead and move to our break. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience before because I've, as usual, espoused too much, I guess. But go ahead.
I really don't have anything else today. It was mostly just this new venture that I have decided to do, and just to let people know that being a medium does, it started with someone calling me whose son's father had passed away, and I just did it so naturally. So that's just really about what I'm expanding into today.
Great. Well, like I say, we're truly excited about it. I think it's a wonderful new branch of your talent that just will get you better exposure and also help more folk. All right, let's do this. Let's go ahead and take our break, come back to you, do the raffle, and then we'll start because I understand we have 3 callers today. Okay?
Yes. Okay.
Hi, I'm Prophetess Charlene Duforce,
And I'm Bishop Carol Dufour Sr.
and we're from Living Witnesses Ministries.
And we also have a program on the internet called Living by the Word Daily. And we're seen every Wednesday from 11 a.m. to 12 noon Central Time on the New Orleans Talk Network.
And we would like to invite you to tune in with us every Wednesday morning. Again, 11 to 12 noon Central Daylight Time. Please join us as we teach the Word of God. Thank you, and God bless.
God bless you.
We're back. Talk What You Know returns on Wednesday mornings at 8 a.m. We got a brand new co-host by the name of Bob B. And hey, that's me. Also, we got some new features. We're going to be giving away, have a weekly raffle of prizes. There are multiple ways for you to win, and there's a bevy of prizes. So we need you to come on back, join us on Wednesday mornings at 8 o'clock for Talk What You Know on the New Orleans Talk Network. That's Sunshine Superman, kind of an old psychedelic hippie kind of song. I just thought it had the right vibes for the show, so we took part of the music and looped it for you. Mike did a great job and made it part of our musical introduction to the show. You're looking at the lovely Robin Denon, who is, of course, our main hostess and guest for the show. She's the reason for its existence. As we said, we want to go quickly over the raffle. Mike's going to put up, we are lucky to have, as you know, the last thing we raffled was when we had the debut of the new show, Artist Review, whereby we will bring in, we had one last week too, or 2 weeks ago, excuse me, where we bring on an artist and his or her work. We show that to you, and you can actually buy stuff online. Well, our first artist, and I think our second artist is considering it, but our first artist has graciously selected one of the pieces that he showed during the show and is making, or has made a print of it and has offered it to our audience for the raffle. So the raffle has run a couple of weeks because of us not having the show due to the hellacious week I had. Anyway, but we do have a winner, and the gentleman's name is, let's see, we'll get that picture up there, very nice, handsome young man. His name is Venkatesh Bhuptia. Now, excuse my mispronunciation. He hails from, you ready for this? India. Not Indiana, much farther east, India. Okay? And by coincidence, the reason why I say coincidence, he is a digital artist in his own right. In fact, if we have time today, we'll be talking about, perhaps next week, how we might accommodate a show for him, because he's very talented. What we want to do now is go ahead and tell you real quickly about to go ahead and register for the raffle. Even if we haven't shown it to you, go on the website, or see that beautiful address up front, Bob at RREVUE. Don't forget the .com. Put your full name, your email address, and your city, state, or city and zip code, or tell us where you're from. All you need to do that, and you're in all the raffles that we do week after week after week. So please do that, because it might be next week that we're offering another piece of art or something else. But we're usually always on time, unless I have some problems like I've had now. Okay, let's welcome back Robin Denon, all the way from Sacramento, California. And we already have our first caller. And I believe her name is, I'm hoping it's Monica. Good morning. Is that you, Monica?
Yes.
Great. I'm Bob B., and we welcome you to the show. We really thank you for calling in and making this opportunity, because the audience is always anxious to hear someone have their tarot read. Well, I don't know. Anyway, on the other line, and if you're watching us, you would see that Robin is on via video chat. So why don't you all start from there? And I know she's going to ask you some questions. I'll ask you if you have any questions. So, Robin, let's tell Monica hello, and let's get it started.
Hi, Monica. How are you today?
Hi, I'm great.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Do you have any questions for me today?
Robin always
Not at the moment.
Okay. Robin
Okay.
always gives that opportunity at first, because in case there's something pressing on your mind, you would want to get that addressed to make sure you have time. But what we'll do is if something comes to mind during the actual reading, she will certainly try and give you that time after to answer any question that you develop, okay? But let's go ahead and start the reading then, okay, Robin, please?
Okay. What I see for you is that you have the Two of Cups crossing you, covering you, and that would mean something regarding a relationship. I do see some separation from this relationship, and it looks like there's traveling to go along with it.
Uh-oh.
Does that? So, are you in a relationship right now?
It's complicated.
Complicated. You know,
that's what
that seems to be the common answer today. Is if anyone asks you if you're in a relationship, they use that term. So it must be very trendy to say complicated. So there's a
Is there any distance between you? Do you travel to see him?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Does he
Because
travel
there's
at all?
definitely a trip coming up.
Okay. Ooh.
There's a trip coming up for you. So it looks like maybe this is to help you resolve some of these issues. I also see him being a very strong man. You may find that sometimes you find that he's outspoken and tells you exactly what he wants you to know or what he feels. This may be difficult to hear sometimes. So you need to be aware that he has his own, I want to say issues. He has his own challenges. It's not just you, these are some personal stuff. So you have to be aware, do not take those things personally, because even though it sounds personal, it's not necessarily about you. It's about his own struggles within himself. I also see that you have taken time to reflect on what are you going to be doing in your life, what's ahead of you. And part of that is creating more money for yourself. And you're kind of going through a completion cycle around your money. So when you see a completion cycle, that always means that new money is going to come in. Right now, I don't see it quickly for you. And along with that, if you are looking for a new job, you need to know that you'll have two opportunities, and it's about you want to be in a position or in a job that is more in your liking, or do you want to make more money? So this is one of the things you're going to be trying to figure out, and you'll be looking at, because sometimes money is not the only thing when you're looking for employment. It's being in a good environment. You don't want to be working all the time. And so if you've been doing that, you can find something different. Now, the financial part of it would mean that there may be a little bit of drop in pay, but if you're going into something that is commission related, that would be a slow move to making more money. The other part is that there will be an opportunity for, no matter where you go, to make more money, but it may be slow moving into that income that you would like to be making. I also say that you do have a lot of inner strength. However, this is a time that you should be working on it, and you should know that give up, okay? Just don't give up.
Monica, does any of this hit home?
Yeah, I'm actually, I just applied for a promotion.
All right. I'm glad you did it before the show. Let me interject for 1 second, though, even though I know I want you to answer fully. It came to mind, and Robin, this is going to depend on you, that, we always project ourselves, like in our discussion with regard to what we are used to historically, a typical heterosexual relationship. Now, this is no reflection or even, I have no concept with Monica's relationship, except the idea is, are you able to tell, like you based it on that being a male and that he being maybe strong-willed or a little stronger, whatever. What I'm trying to say is when you're doing a reading for someone like this that goes into the personality of a relationship, do you actually know right up front that it is definitely a male, or do you actually know that there's a person involved with the person who's calling?
Both. Sometimes I can pick up on it. Sometimes if I do see, if it's a female, it might be someone that is more masculine. So that's usually how I
so you weren't, you're not just throwing it out on the traditional role model. You actually have some visual acuity or something that leads you to believe that the partner or the other person involved has either masculine tendencies or is it actually what we consider a male, right?
Right.
Okay,
exactly.
Monica, I hope I didn't insult you with that question, but it just came up to me, because I know she's done this with other folk, and I've never thought to ask the question that, is she actually seeing maybe not the person itself, but knowing that it is a person of a different gender than yourself?
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm not offended.
The other thing is, so I went back and looked at some cards, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't see the new money coming right away. If you are going for the promotion, I would say that you should get yourself prepared as far as what they're looking for, and that I do see happiness for you.
Good.
So this could be around your own personal happiness. I'm a little bit concerned if you take this position that there may be some challenges for you. And, like I said, be very careful what you choose, because if it may not be worth the money may not be worth the challenges or the effort or the challenges that you would be going through.
May I ask, Monica, what type of industry are you presently working in?
In retail.
Retail. Well, would I know Robin made some suggestion about commission basis or something like that. Would that be involved in the new position as well as your existing one, or is that a change, or is any of that ring true?
The commission base, I've worked in that industry once before, but I didn't find that I was successful in it.
Okay.
So I steered away from it.
Good.
I did do the medical field, but that wasn't a fit either. So.
Okay. So you've already made.
I am searching.
Yeah. So you've already made similar decisions on historical places where you've already, or industries that you've worked for. So
right.
So that'll help you with your decision whether or not to, well, hopefully not just whether you assign, but also that the company is ready to move you up. Anything else, Robin?
Right.
I would say, okay, so there's two things. One, I would say to you, if you're looking for a management position, yes, you can get that. However, this may not be, where you're at may not be the right place for it. So I think that's the reason why I'm saying you have to look money over challenges, because you may want to be making more money, but there's not as many opportunities. So one of the things I would say to you, consider maybe something in a different, not necessarily a different industry, but maybe in a different work situation, another employment somewhere else. I also see you moving. It's probably in the future, probably within the year. So I do see something happening around movement. Now, when I see movement, That can be, like I tell people, it could be you moving physically from the home you're in. It could be moving jobs. It could be just moving from one room to another within the house you're in, or it could be movement into just doing another position. But it's usually always physical movement. Now, like I said, I see that about a year from now, maybe a year and a half. So I would be prepared. And that may be also around work. It wouldn't happen, like I said, it's not going to happen right away. So in your consideration of employment, I really would be looking at those opportunities that would take you out of maybe the city that you're in. And that doesn't mean you move physically from your home. It just means you may need to be looking in a different city and one of your considerations. But if you're not, I also would tell you that you would need some training and for your position. I definitely would suggest some training. I think that's what's going to move you up, is having the right training to get you up to the next level.
I think that's a given in today's world, that no one, no matter how specialized, how much knowledge you already have, you never have enough. Whether it's continuing ed, annual credit courses that you have to do just to maintain your well-being and your status in your current position, or if, like she would try to move up. And education is something that is just drilled into every employee today, that, you know, and not in a nasty way per se, but the idea that this is what's going to help you move forward. Okay, I think that, did any question develop? If not, we've got our second caller. Any question real quick, Monica, before we let you go?
No, but that really did, that was like on the money.
Well, we love hearing that feedback. And remember that we'll send you that $5 check in the mail for that wonderful, wonderful testimony. Fortunately, we know we don't have that money to send you. Don't be looking too hard at the mail. Thank you so much. If something develops, you can always contact Robin directly, as you know, through her website, and or maybe in the future call us back, and especially when it gets near to the time that if that decision comes through later this year, then we'd love to hear back. Thank you again, and okay.
Thank you for having me.
Good morning and welcome, Samantha. Are you on the phone there? Samantha?
Hi, good morning.
Hi, I'm Bob, the host, and we want to introduce you and say hello to our psychic for you and tarot card reader, Miss Robin Dedden. And Robin, you and Samantha, let's go. I know she's going to ask you if you have a question, because we always try and start that to make sure we give you that opportunity. Go ahead, Robin.
Hi, Samantha. Do you have a question for me this morning?
No. I'm just excited to hear what you have to say.
Okay, so what I see for you right now is that you may be a little bit reserved, that you're holding stuff in. So you really need to work on getting out there more, doing different things, and do stuff for yourself personally, not just for the people around you. You really need to really work on getting something personal that is on the more growth right now, or having fun to go along with it. I also see a male around you, and he's, there's money there for you. So if you're looking to, again, this has to do with job or making money, there is going to be an opportunity. If you are interviewing for anything, I would say that you would probably have more success interviewing with males rather than females. I also see that your money right now is a little bit off-centered, and you're trying to balance it right now. And it's kind of like a juggle. Juggling one thing, a lot of people do this these days, using one credit card and then using the other credit card. But right now you're going to feel like, okay, trying to get something consistent is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So don't give up on that. It will come to you, but it may take a little while to get there. I also see a man from the past that had to do with work. I think that you made the right decision. This man was probably not very nice to you, and that you made your decision of whatever it was that was kind of that someone of authority, and moving forward from that. was the right thing to do. I also see that you're coming through a completion cycle around relationships. That doesn't mean, that could mean some relationships ending, but it also can mean that there's going to be a new cycle of new friends, people that you're meeting, being more open to having people come into your life. And it's probably going to take you about 6 months. It's going to be a process of about 6 months. And this is really important because part of the reflection you have been going through recently, it's kept you back from getting out there and meeting new people. So it's really important that you put that at the top of your priority. I also see happiness around you. Oh, you're going to have to be patient. This is going to be a time of being patient. I also see happiness around you, that the ability to find a job, if you are starting to look for a job, that's going to be positive for you too. So you are going to find something that will fit into your lifestyle. I also, which is going to be a big change for you. And also the other thing is that a career is coming to you, and you are going to be successful in that career. So if you're trying to do something new, this is the time to be doing it. And it's going to fit. It's going to be a good fit for you. And like I said, you're going to have to be patient. And when you start with this new career, when you start to do this new career, you're going to find a big change in your life in so many different ways, on a personal basis, as far as financial, money, of course. So it's going to be a change for you, and it's coming soon. Probably 6 to 8 months is when you're going to see this change. And it's going to be really positive. It's going to be good. You're going to be happy.
Could I answer?
Not that you're not. Go ahead.
You mentioned the way you expressed it. It might have been just your semantics here when you said this career will come to you. So is this something where she will actively seek out, or some revelation or something else will bring it to her? And of course, she has to obviously move forward with it, to apply and to do all what's necessary to try and get it. But do you see that at all with regard to how the circumstances of this opportunity might arise?
It's something that she's definitely going to be, is coming to her, is what I'm seeing. It's something I think that she's worked for. But I see that it's just going to be an opportunity that it's going to come easy for her. Good. Where it's she's not going to have to work that hard, that it will present itself to her. She does have to do, of course, she has to apply. She has to, but I just definitely see that she has she's going to have a very positive experience with where she's headed as far as what her career.
How does that sound to you, Samantha?
That sounds really good.
Very good. Yeah, I'm boy, if half of us were as lucky as what that sounds, it would be a lot easier in today's workplace, because so many folks are really struggling, not only at their present position, but trying to get something new, whether it's right out of college or trying to change positions. So it sounds like you maybe have a little step ahead of them, above them, a little, whatever has caused that, whether it's your talent or whatever, or personality, that you seem to have an edge that's going to be quite rewarding for you.
She definitely has new stuff coming to her. And I'm going to tell you, this is probably going to be a very positive period for you. Even with the struggles, it's not going to be as hard as what you've dealt with in the last 6 years. There's just really a positive outcome for you, or what you're looking forward for. What you're looking for this year will be very positive. So you're on the right track. You're really on the right track.
Okay, anything else? Because we're going to have to go to our second break and our next call in a little bit. Has any question come into mind, or anything we haven't explored for you, Samantha, so before we let you go? Because we want you to feel, that it has been worthwhile for you.
No questions.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Robin.
Okay, well, we really appreciate, because it means a lot to the audience. It gives them a lot of courage, because some folks, are just reluctant, whether for whatever reason, to make that connection, whether it's, I don't say fear, but anxiety, etc. So the more that we can show that it's a very natural thing, and for the most part, there's some, or almost all have some, certainly validity, because you're able to give some feedback to it. And like I say, don't hesitate to call back, and if something doesn't go that way, or either way, let us know. We love the feedback because, it is something that the audience and we both want to know, okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much. Have a good rest of the week. Folks, we're going to go ahead and take our last break. We'll come back and hopefully we'll have our third caller on the line. So enjoy the commercial.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Are you looking for a hall to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on a golf course that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned in to New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Joe Lapinto, and you are watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
Okay, fellas and ladies, welcome back to the New Orleans Talk Network. Of course, as you know, it is the Wednesday morning Bob B. Variety Hour. The second Wednesday of the month is always dedicated to what we abbreviate as T4, standing for Talk to the Tarot. Our lovely psychic, Ms. Robin Denon, is, there you go, seeing her, coming all the way from downtown Sacramento, California. And she does up to three tarot readings per hour. We've already successfully done completed two. We are waiting to hear from our third caller who we have scheduled. If for chance the third caller does not call in the next 5 or so minutes, we do what I've dubbed, it's not a pretty word, but guerrilla tarot reading. It's nothing to do with Robin. It's how we generate a caller, meaning that even though you haven't called and made a reservation, you're welcome to call in from the point that we say, and I'm going to give you the number because we have a slightly different number down. There's been some changes, not necessarily permanently, but a new number that you would call. You will speak to Mike, our technician and screener, who will ask for your first name, your age, not for his personal situation. This goes directly to the psychic, and we don't reveal it on the air. And if you don't mind sharing with us where you're calling from, whether it's the city, somewhere else outside the states, or even beyond that. And that way, that helps in Robin's preparation to, right before she deals the cards and sets the cards out. So, Robin, we still don't see where our last caller has called. Anything else you want to tell them? Maybe I should. Why don't we go over your individual, because we really don't give you much plugs, which is certainly not fair for the service you're rendering. So why don't we go ahead and tell them your website or their ways of contacting you, should they want an individual conference, or should it not be complete in their television or their show appearance and they need more information? What's the deal? How can they reach you?
Well, they can reach me at my website, which is Robin Dennen, which is ROBYNDENNEN .com. Sorry. You can still use my first and last name at gmail.com, or you can see me on my website, which is Robin Dennen Psychic Advisor.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, on my Facebook page.
Facebook page.
Is Robin Dennen Psychic Advisor.
Let me repeat that one more time because it's a little, unfortunately, a little garbled. In other words, you can go to her website, www.robindennen, all one word, no punctuation, no signs, ROBYNDENNEN at gmail.com. That's her email address, excuse me, not the website. Or robindennen.com for the website, or the Facebook Robin Dennen Psychic Advisor. So any of those three, all of those three is for you to reach out directly to her. She'll get back to you, if not available immediately, very shortly thereafter, and you all can discuss whatever interests you or whatever information you need. Like I said, I still don't see the third call. So, folks, one more time. I just realized I did not give the new number. Oh, is that our third caller?
She should be calling in. I just contacted her.
Okay. I think she's on the line now. Okay, you didn't put her name. I believe the young lady's name is Lynn, if what Mike told me in the beginning. I think it's Lyn or Lynn. And she's calling there.
Lynne.
Nne. Okay, there's always so many spellings of every name. So we appreciate you correcting us on this. Lynn, welcome to the show. I'm Bob B., and we're going to patch you through right away to Robin Dennen. She usually likes to, and I'm jumping a gun, but I know it's a part of her routine. She likes to give you the benefit of asking any question that you might have before she starts the reading, rather than waiting patiently to the end and maybe run out of time. So say hello, and then be thinking if you have any question for her.
Hi, Lynn.
Good morning, Robin. How are you?
I'm doing great. Do you have any questions for me today?
Not really.
It must be too early because none of these ladies can come up with a question, eh? Wow.
It is too early. I haven't had my coffee yet.
I'm sorry.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now that what I see for your cards, I know you're struggling. Some of it is they're a little bit, this could be career. Also, it could be like work related or creating something. Now with a 7, that means what we do ourselves. And some of it is I can see that there's a little bit of a struggle regarding your own work. I also see that if there's any health problems, it looks like something chronic that you need to stay on top of it. It's not anything bad, but if you have medication that you need to take regularly, make sure you take it regularly or on time. So a lot of what's happening, okay, so right now, a lot of the stuff right now is you're struggling with. But the good news is you are going to come out of it. And the money, you really need to look at something creative as far as creating money for yourself. The good news is, like I said, there's going to be happiness, that there is going to be a point where you're going to feel like all the stuff you've gone through, it's like you get to, that being able to breathe again instead of holding your breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop. That's not going to, it's going to come kind of happen, but the outcome will be something positive. So, and I know this is really, I can see, it's one of when I see this, what's going on, it's like, oh, I'm glad I'm not you right now. I know that's not very nice to say, but I can see it's not an easy time. It's not an easy time. Now you are going to start a new project. And with that project, there's a lot, I can see it's something creative, something that maybe you have suppressed for a long time. You should go for it. Just go for it. As if you're going to be successful. Nothing's going to stop you. This is a really good time for that. And I think that what that will help you with is getting out of the doldrums, but not only that is really helping your self-esteem, because I can see, like I said, this is not an easy time. So the money is going to change for you. There is the financial part of what's going on in your life that will start to change, but it's really starting, and this is the Seven of Wands as well as the Empress. The Empress is the pregnancy card, and it also could be new projects. So with those two cards, it's telling me that you really have to take the action. Do not sit on it. No, do not think, don't doubt yourself. Just go for it. Live life boldly. Some of your relationships are coming through a completion. And that's not a bad thing. What it means is that you may end some of your relationships, or they've moved on, or you've moved on. But when you have something that's completed, then it gives the opportunity. There's space for someone new to come into your life. So it's really a kind of, okay, I've got to get through this really hard part, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and really taking the action. This is about your responsibility, about taking an action to creating something new in your life. And it's there. I want you to know it's there. Don't give up, and get really focused on what you can do to make it different.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going?
Okay.
Sounded I was getting a little nervous in the beginning. It sounded a little negative, but what is your feeling, Lynn?
I'm taking it all in and making notes as she's talking.
Well,
so I have to process all of this.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I mean, she crams a lot into 15 minutes. She really does. And when it's dealing,
I know she does.
And when it's dealing with your life, not just the moment of the day, that's something you really want to explore. While you're thinking of that or making your notes, usually I don't pay too much attention to the phone because to me it's impolite, but that's texting and all is so important today. I want to shout out, we have a watcher or listener, I'm not sure, she said, by the name of Susie. I love the way it's spelled, Suzzii, K. Carroll. And she is, you ready for this, folks? Watching and enjoying the show from New Zealand. That's not New Mexico, folks, just like India, there wasn't Indiana. New Zealand. So, Susie, thank you. And as I suggested, why not try and come on next month and get your reading out? I think it'll be a real test how far the boundaries of Robin's talent goes. To see if she can go over that mighty water, that air, that space. That's quite a distance. So it'd be a wonderful challenge all the way around. But we really appreciate that. Sorry, didn't mean to cut into you, Lynn. Anything else while you were making those notes?
That's okay.
Well, I do see a change.
All.
I mean, okay, well, I'm just letting you know that I do see a change. So hang in there. And think about what you would like to be doing to create more financial security in your life. And I would like to say stop worrying. But I tell people just stop worrying. And when people are really worrying about things in their life, I tell them that they're out of faith. So if you really think about faith, and this is not a religious faith, this is just having faith in the universe or faith in your God or faith in Jesus, whatever is your, the way you pray or the way you live your life, you're out of faith right now. And so if you move into faith, the struggles that you're feeling right now will subside some. And then it allows your brain to relax and think, oh, I can do this.
Uh-huh. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so are you doing any volunteer work?
About what?
I said, are you doing any volunteer work?
Not at the moment, but I'm getting ready to do some.
Oh, great.
Okay. Some of the volunteer work may have some income to go along with it, just to let you know.
A paying nonprofit. I love it. But most of those services, though, Lynn, it sounds like you've done it before, though, are usually pretty rewarding in themselves. The pride you get.
I know.
The pride you get from what you're doing or what these services are doing. But it certainly doesn't aggravate the situation if some shekels might be involved there, because that's usually rare in the situations down here.
I definitely think that if you're doing something on the volunteer side, that there would be money available for
Wow, Robin's seeing bags of stuff, bags of coins. I love that. Lucky you. Anything else? Oh, go ahead.
Again, it's about her taking action. It's
Okay.
really about you taking action and not sitting and waiting for it to come, really taking the action to make it and creating it. And don't be afraid. I don't really see you being afraid, but it's kind of like dragging your feet a little bit. It just, move it. I want to say just move it, and there it will be.
Okay. That's a good point.
That's a good point. Okay, that's good. So you're not opposed to taking the initiative. You're not going to just sit there and wait for that lottery money from the nonprofit to fall in your lap, right?
No, I'm not opposed. I am.
Oh, that tone was a change.
Trying to get myself motivate myself.
Ah, very good.
I do see that, and it's not horrible because I can see you getting into it, especially when this new volunteer position comes up, and that because you're motivated for that particular. But there are other positions that you could be doing, that you could be helping people. That there is some financial financial outcome for that. Yeah, okay. I really see that you're not looking. And it's not that you're not looking in the right place, but you're not asking for the money, kind of. Is there a position where you could get some financial compensation?
Wow.
And I think there's a place for you to do that. I see a place for you to do that.
We have that old saying, pull down the lever, cha-ching. So just look down and see those golden coins, my dear. And remember this.
That would be wonderful.
And remember this, and it's not a problem to share it with some of us too, because we would appreciate those services as well in the financial. Well, that's great. Now, Robin, did you give her any kind of timeline for this nonprofit or volunteer work? Is it really soon, or she better get out today, or is it? Take a little time with the hot summer?
I think it's going to be in the next 90 days. That what I'm seeing is this could happen in the next 90 days. And again, if this is a volunteer position where she's not going to be paid, that she could find something. There may be something that they need, and it may be very little time, maybe 10 hours a week, and that they could use you for. I do see it more on a kind of a desk job or doing, I don't want to say financials less necessarily, but doing some
administrative work more than
administrative. There you go. I see typing, but we don't type anymore.
We don't type anymore. Robin, you're showing your past age.
I know I am.
Don't use that word type. Text. Anything else, Lynn? Because this has been fun, this particular one. I've enjoyed this one the best today. Because it's so upbeat.
Oh, you're very kind. I'm just taking it all in, and I have to do a lot of thinking about this.
Is there anything in particular that follows one of your passions or drives or interests that a nonprofit would parallel or would meet those interests?
Yeah, I think there are.
Oh, good. Well, that's good, because to me, that's always where to start. I'm just the opposite. Yep. I don't look for that, even though I enjoy it if it comes my way. Is my whole goal is to help the folks who don't have those abilities to move beyond what they know to do. So I work with a lot of historically nonprofits that are like either startups or they're one-person operations that have struggled, year to year because they just don't have the experience of a network or other employees or other involvement to get them to grow to that expansion to where they really need. And that's why, and I'm going to give a little plug and a little pat on my back, that's why in 2 weeks we have our monthly show called Know Your Nonprofit. Now, it might not pertain to where you are, but we introduce a nonprofit every month and usually try and do local communities because we have so many locally here that people don't know. So here's one where maybe you can, once you get that position, you can call back as a representative and be on our Know Your Nonprofit show. How about that?
That's lovely. Thank you.
I don't think she believes me, Robin. She thinks I'm a clown. I understand. No problem. Humor is part of my life. That's the way it goes. Anyway. Anything else? Because we're just about going to have to sign off in a moment and then tell people bye.
Thank you so much, Robin. See you soon.
Okay, talk to you later.
Lynn, we really appreciate you calling in, and thank you for getting up early to go ahead and put that pillow on top of your head and enjoy the rest of the day, okay?
Thank you so much, and you too.
Oh, I need it. I've been up since 1:15 my time, and I could use a pillow. Anyway, take care. Thank you again. All right, folks. Robin, what else you want to tell our people before we go? We got about 4 minutes, I think.
You think? Well, the other thing is that if people are interested,
it's 1 minute. 1 minute. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, if people are interested, not only do I do psychic readings, but I am doing the mediumship, and I have recently, helped someone who did have someone who had passed. Actually, they had only passed 3 days before I talked to them. And so I do those kind of things even over the phone. And a lot of times that people, it makes them feel better because they want to know that their loved ones are okay over on the other side.
But is it limited to a very short period of time? Let me ask that question out of the not knowing. In other words,
and you know what? It takes me about a half hour.
No, I'm talking about the passing. In other words, from the time the person passed, is it so fresh that is the best time for someone to reach out to you? Or if someone's been passed maybe 10 years or some other figure in between, is that less of an opportunity for you to get clarity and bring that person forward to their loved ones?
Okay, so if it's very soon after they pass,
Right.
a lot of time what I can do is help relieve their heart, the pain in their heart.
Right.
If it's been a longer time, then sometimes the deceased will tell me things that will come to them that they want the person to know. It's kind of like a reading. Sometimes, people come in while I'm in the reading. I had one instance where the father was really angry at the son because he was not happy with his behavior.
Got it.
And it was just a reminder to the son that maybe he needs to have some integrity in his life.
Yeah, shape up. Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry, we got to cut that short because, they want us to end things. I don't even get to tell you about this. Next week will be glad you have a surprise, not the normal show. So stay tuned. Thanks, Robin. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next Wednesday on Bob's Variety Hour. Have a good week for you all.
Listeners are as important as our guests. Join in on the conversation. 504-341-8255.